Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and we are back again at Neuve Revergrad, and a few more of our houses are going up. We will be even grander than ever before when this is finally completed, and we can get our steel mill going. And one of the reasons I mentioned that, well, is because it's so wonderful, of course, but also here we are. I've been paying a little bit more attention to our stuff here. Now, we don't have any smoke coming out at this moment. Why do I not see smoke? Are we full? Ah, we're full. Okay, well, that's a different issue. Well, that's a good issue, in a sense. It means our train is not quite keeping up to snuff, but we left the last episode. I had started building this station, and since then, just to let a little bit of time play forward, I've put another plastic trucks. For some reason, we seem to be running out of plastics at one point, so now there's two trucks doing the loop around here with plastics. And I don't really actually know why. The building's closed right here, but in any event. And there was a little issue. Well, the plastics train's sitting up here now. You know, I have to keep an eye on that. I didn't get rid of our other plastics factory or anything like that. We would do that together. And because we need to go down there and redesign that area. But what was the problem? Oh, coming into here, I had to buy a little bit of rail because I got a train stuck in this spot here because I made this as far back as I reasonably could, this connection here, because the train couldn't reverse the other direction. This is our plastics train. We put a little bit longer one on there, the plastics for the electrical. And then I also noticed I hadn't signaled any of this stuff. So, oops. And I don't think that was particularly the problem, though. Well, that wasn't the problem, because if they get like one signal, it'll force them over here. But all of this stuff over here was still like two-way signals. I would have thought I would have dealt with that. But so if you see something in our exports there that's unusual, that's the reason for it. And I also had to put like a crossover track over here because like the only way this train could get out was the reverse way, and then he had to be able to cross back over and get onto the right-hand side track there. So I got that, and then I deleted this track, and that was a little while ago now. And was just looking around at things for us to do. And one of the things I noticed, we might as well start here, is we have a lot of parking lots. And I noticed people walking over to here. Some are going to this bus stop, which, yeah, you know what, I definitely don't think I want students. Yeah, I don't even know why. Why do we even have that bus stop? Well... Yeah, well, so this is what happens when you play a map for 10 months, or whatever it's been, 9 months. But in any event, we have this car dealership, and I can see some people making their way over there. Not too many. I'm not sure. Maybe the bus stop is for people to go over to buy cars. I don't know what I was thinking, but let's come over here. Do we have any? Yes, we have a flatbed trailer. You know what, do we divert one of these? Yeah, I think that's what we were doing the last time. Yeah, let's just divert one of them for a moment. It doesn't take them too long to get caught up. Or do we... No, you know what, we have enough trucks. Let's just put an extra one on. This is a flatbed there, I think. All right, so I want you to get red cars. Why not? There's blue cars. Yeah, red cars are going to get produced a little bit faster just because we have more workers going in there. The others, most of the workers in the other factory are going to make trains. I want you to come here and unload. Yeah, you should wait. And yeah, you know what? I'll have you wait. There. So we'll keep an eye on that in the near future. And I was looking, we have a lot of people here. I built a few footpaths, nothing major. I noticed that we weren't getting a lot of people into here. And yeah, so that's a slight improvement. I really haven't done anything. I did switch over because I want to fire up the other side of that to this guy making... Oh, good. Look, we have two more. Yeah, you know what? Let's take... Yeah, we can't give it an assignment until we... So I've been putting them in this second one. Figured regular trains could go, I don't know, first or second. Second furthest away. All right, so we should have one in here already. Let's open him up. And we can see about getting... I'd like to try to make as many of the trains as we can for ourselves. And then, you know, I think it's good to make a few more of these. So this one, we'll be able to get in here. And there's no real good turnaround unless he just comes all the way up and through here, right? So in other words, we'll pick up people here and drop them off there. But I really, at this point, don't think we need more to the plastics. But I don't really have a way for him to bypass. He can't bypass going around there. And I don't see any, you know, I don't see any real easy way to get him to turn around and go the other way. So we're just going to have him, I guess he'll just loop all the way around at that point. I don't think, well, let's see if he ends up spinning around. Kind of curious about that, right? But no, he'll be on, no, well, yeah, he would be able to go back and forth. Let's just see what happens. No, he wouldn't be able to go back and forth because of signaling. Okay, that's fine. I'll figure it out. All right, get in and out workers. Not really there, you just want to load them. Unload them here and get started. And why don't we shrink that guy up and move him over. All right, so there's one train going there. Now the other, yeah, I don't know where else we're going to use those. Let's just make sure that works before we really think about this. But the other thing I think we need to do is get more of these supplies in. Now this guy isn't even fired up here, is he? No, we're going to be some chemical producing people. Now, why doesn't that... Okay, it's getting oil automatically. It's getting gravel automatically. Let's make sure this one... Yep, oil, gravel. All right, so we have 4 more of these to fire up. It looks like we have 2 trucks at each of those. One for wood and one for chemicals. So we need a flatbed and a regular truck. Now, do we have any over here? Yes. Oh, come on. Oh, I can't see. That's a lumber truck. Oh, why can't I click on that one? There you go. All right, 4 of those. Well, you're there for the... Yeah, let's... I have that tractor there. I'll leave one of these here. All right, there's our locomotive. We're going to check on a moment. Really wouldn't call that much of a locomotive, but... All right, so let's come to... There's another one. Yeah, some of those open hauls that I have around, I kind of want them to transport people. Or tractors and whatever else they can transport. All right, so what do we want to do here? This is our wood. Let's do that first since they're on the bottom, right? And each one of these is going to go from there to here. Yeah, I guess you should wait there for wood. Definitely wait here with wood. You know what? I'm going to pause it very briefly. Let me just assign all these. There's no reason you guys have to watch that. You get the idea. We'll assign each one out, and then I'll be right back in like a minute or two. Okay, I think they're all assigned out. And we'll find out if I'm right in a minute. I kind of double checked. And how's our train doing on getting over here? Okay. Yeah, you know what? The other... you know what? I'm going to pause time here real quick. I want him to go to this waypoint before he picks up people. Right? So go, because we don't want to pick them up on this way. We want them picking up on the other way. There we go. Good. That was close call. Glad I thought of that. All right, so there we go. So we'll see about getting, if we need more trains. I mean, again, I think this one's going to be kind of a long loop for that guy back and forth. This one, I don't know, every time I look, we seem to have at least, well, maybe nobody there. Right, now let's see. We could probably also assign, I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't do 33, 33, 33. Right. Oh, that's got the name Hegiodal. Okay, well, we can live with that. Okay, where did our other train go? Well, there he is. Yeah, so we're not getting a huge number of workers. Now, one thing I did down here in Electrical Town was I assigned all of the buildings to do something. So this guy's assigned to go to the various places. A couple of these, so this guy's assigned a few people to go to medical university. Same thing with this one, medical university, and the school. We probably do. There's a lot of people in this house. Let's try a few less at the school. The school is very important, of course. Oh, you know what? We don't have enough teachers as it is, do we? I know we did. Well, let's see. We'll see if that helps or hurts. And then probably, I don't really care that everybody, there's really no need for university-educated people here other than for the school, right? I probably could have done that smarter if I had just increased the bus platform. So we're trying to increase the number of people that are going to these bus platforms. And then I did take a few buses off of this one. Now, as long as we're doing construction, which we are over in Neuve Revergrad, we're still going to have a few extra buses here. But I tried to balance them out a little bit. But I want to wait until I just can look at the buses that are going from like here to these various industries. Once our construction office here stops using them. And actually, well, there's another problem, which is this. I'm not sure why this happens. I tried to send them here to get their workers, and then this bus got stuck. Now, the other buses seem to be going in fine and coming back out fine, so I don't know why that one bus would have gotten stuck. And this has happened fairly regularly, and the only way I know to change it is to, let's go see which road this is. Say Electrical Office 2. It's one of these, it's probably one of these footpaths. You know what, and that's, you know, I don't know. I just don't understand. So I'm just going to cancel that assignment for now and hope that they don't keep getting stuck, and that'll make that bus disappear. Well, did it make it disappear? Let's see, can we just send you... Yeah, you're already working there. Let's see, can we send you to here? Oh, there we go. I don't know what I did there. Well, in any event, we'll get that road completed, or that... everything's a road nowadays, so I can't tell if it was a footpath or what it was, but we shall see. So we'll get it done. In the meantime, hopefully they don't keep getting stuck there. So did we get any cars down here? Oh, and I did notice that one of the vehicles that I had reopened was that I never started the truck to come to give vehicles, so it'll probably be an extra minute. Let's see, are we getting people? Yes, what don't we have? I know we're making chemicals. So now what we need, and I think we used up all but one. We might as well use this guy up. Now, I think I did switch to making covered hulls. Let's shut this off again. All right, so we have these guys in there, but I can't assign them right away, so I'll try to remember that between the episodes. There we go. So 4 more. And then, how are we doing over here? Yeah, I'm going to hold this guy open mostly. And then I want to come back up and cancel it. I don't want to cancel it in the middle of that project. But I've got enough of those already. We'll go back to making regular trains. And then we could talk about exporting chemicals from this area though this train does still seem to be waiting. So I'm kind of debating what we do. So what I'm thinking of is that we should have the trucks. You know what, let's do this one first. And again, I probably will pause it again, and then we'll go get this one, right? So this is the 6 factories, and these are the outgoing chemical trucks. And what I want them to do, even though this will be a little bit wasteful in some ways, is I want to add a new stop, right? So this is this cargo station here. Drop off all your stuff to that train, and then I want you to come to here. Yeah, we really probably should have a warehouse there, shouldn't we? Because when that train's gone, I don't know. Let's see how it works. I mean, it certainly, you could make an argument. We don't have a lot of room for a warehouse there, is part of the problem. But, yeah, let's get this guy to unload. Chemicals. Now, are you told to wait here? Yeah, you know, don't wait there. So I just want you should be waiting here. Yeah, so we're just going to do like that, right? And then well, he's already started. So let's change this one. And then what I think I'll do, just to save a little bit of time, is, yeah, so we're going to take you off of waiting here, and then you're going to come up to here. So that way, the first dibs on chemicals go to whatever train's sitting here. All right, and then what I want to do, let's go back and... yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm just going to close these other ones. So it's the first 4 in a row this way, so... all right, there we go. Good enough. All right, so now we have the right secondary stops. I'm not sure if I saved that much time, but... so now this one, for example, I'll come here and say, I want you to go to that plant. And then we'll delete this one. Same thing over and over again. So I don't think I'm going to cut the video. I think okay, so we got that one. Then we just need to do 1, 2, 3, right? So we might as well just delete this one first. All right, so you'll go to plant number 4. And I guess we can rename these things. I don't know what happens if you accidentally rename something twice. Like, if you, can you rename it the same thing? Because is this number 6? No, see, this is just chemical plant. It might be good. Oop, did I start that one? No. Okay, so that should be getting us chemicals out of there. And hopefully they don't drive in too many loops. And we'll see if we end up with any chemicals for the outgoing train over here. But in the meantime, this should be all fired up at that point. All right, and then this is probably halfway done another train. No, good. All right, let's... uh-oh. Yep, we got plenty of fire trucks. Look at that, 4 fire trucks. Get going, guys. Good job. I'm sure they'll put it out with 4 fire trucks, right? They better put it out. All right, so anyway, we switched back over to rail production. I should have hit the eyeball. Oh, now I'm completely lost. I really should have hit the eyeball. Because I wanted to get... how good. We got 2 more of those here. And here. Right, I really just made the 1, but I know we're going to use some more as we ramp things up. Like, again, do we want 2 on this one? And then I think, yeah, well, we're going to hold off. If we start getting chemicals in here, then we'll decide what to do as far as that goes. And then let's come over to here. I've been mostly making sure our projects are done. And look at that. We've got this. It's not quite totally done because we need to electrify some track. But that won't take nearly as long. Yeah, and this. Well, we should be able to, I've gotten away with this in the past because they tend to, that's a lot of little, things there, right? They tend to be able to go from one to the next and not run out of materials, right? So even though, like, so they'll end up here, so then they can reverse directions. And I did notice this before. This is a really long construction project. I'm not even sure how I managed this. I must have deleted some of the... Yeah, I think that's... You can see the lagginess that caused. And I think what that lag is trying to draw, like, the train line. Like, not on this. See, as soon as it tries to draw... Like, I don't know if you saw that flash of red there. Really? Did I... See, it's like... What? Yeah, see, it's wanting to draw. There. Then the game save. Okay, I think we got it. Hopefully we didn't mess that up with the lagginess there. Yeah, it looks like that should be good to go. So when we get that last little bit, we can start talking about like having that brick train export much more. I don't know if it's even exporting at all right this minute, but certainly, if not. Oh, okay. We're just going to purchase this. And this. And this. All right, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare trying to get that assigned. Why don't you, you should connect. Really? Alright, well, you should definitely connect. Doesn't connect. Wait a minute. Something. Oh, okay. Because this isn't completed yet. Alright, well, we finished a little extra section that we didn't need to at that point. Oops. All right, so how else are we doing? Well, we've got a lot of trains going around here, and then we put in the last episode, I haven't even checked this. Do we have a train on both of these, right? And they should be exporting some coal. So we still have a lot of coal. And that sort of makes sense because, this is an awful long run for these. Now, you seem to be coming back. Somebody did say... Yeah, see, we're not exporting any coal after we go to those steel mills, and we're not really using that much coal at the steel mills. So those guys are probably running around. And I think if I'm remembering right, I did get a comment about that train's unloading or something. Yeah, so I don't know which train that was right at this minute. I'll have to go back and look. Is this the one we just looked at? Load. I mean, I did set up a few of them recently. Load. Yeah, so the question is, if we're going to export, we'll be at the steel mill dropping stuff off. I mean, the closest export would either be to go all the way down to there and export coal, or all the way over to here. And this doesn't look too bad, except for the fact that we don't really have a train line across here. And you know what? I don't think that would be that bad to build one, would it? We got quite a few electrical lines in the way, but those can be... Yeah, those could definitely be dealt with. Right now, if this guy, let me just think again. Now, if this guy wants to export coal, I'm just thinking like we could start exporting coal from here if we wanted to, but they could go down here and then loop back in. Right? Like it's not that big a deal for them to go this way. It's a little bit of a run, but it is what it is as far as where the location started out. So let's get the wireframe one. Yeah, we've got... You know what? I'm not going to worry about exporting coal right this minute, because that's sort of just something that took me by... I want to think about that a little bit more, but expect that to be one of the things we do. Just sort of a waste that these trains are just running around in circles at this point. But I think let's get this. I don't know how much coal we're going to really start using over here. And I'll turn off this wireframe. All right, we may start using quite a bit of coal at these steel mills, though I have a feeling we're making a lot more coal than we need at the steel mills. We'll see. Because we're really, like, you know, some of it, we're not using all of the power. Yeah, look at this. We got that stupid question mark back again. It just really doesn't like going to these. And then I have a bus stop right here, but it's actually, like, a lot further. Like, for them to get out there, they'd have to drive all the way around. And I was just sort of looking for, like, a good bus stop. And we really, like, there's a bus stop here, but that's not really a great place. And I don't want to mess with the university. We've had enough problems with getting enough teachers into the university as it is, so I didn't want to mess with this bus stop. I guess we have this one. We have that one turned off. I don't necessarily want to turn one on for that. And see, we're not really getting that many people coming to work here. Yeah, I guess the thing to do is see which job this... Hey, look, it's on the road again. Well, we'll see. We'll just keep doing that until we... I mean, they seem to still be working and sending people. It seems to be working for a lot of the buses. Maybe that'll be a process of elimination. We can figure out why that keeps happening. All right, so how are we doing over here? Have we made a chemical and exported it? Yes, well, we got it in the truck here. Right. No chemicals there. And this would be the other real questionable one, in a sense. New one. Yeah, so we're making chemicals. Now, how many people? 32, 11, 9. Yeah, I think some of it's just going to depend on the timing, and we could sit there and talk about balancing this out. And then the other thing I think we could talk about is where these people go to work, right? I would assume that the people that are here, especially now that I got this footpath in, are going to be pretty quick to get educated. All right, if I had them working at these 4 places, the football playground, it definitely doesn't need that many people. Neither does the cinema. All right, that sort of covers this, and then these people. All right, and they can work here. Okay. I think it would be better if they gave us a warning after the fact. All right, take that down to 1% because it'll go back up. All right, so then hopefully that'll be enough people to keep enough people educated. Again, we don't need engineers or anything else over here. Well, I guess we do need doctors too. Speaking of which, we can... There we go. We got a few more sports things over here. And the reason I'm doing this is because when we get done, I would like to send, like, excess people to go work. Like, specifically tell them to go to this train station. Sorry about that. Turn this one way down too, I think. All right, so we'll leave that sort of like that, and that should cover. Well, somebody needs to work here, right? Yeah, so you guys can work there and there. We'll take the car dealer like way down. All right, anybody else? No, because other people are working in the cinema, I hope. And then we have this. Do we have a kindergarten over here? Yeah, so you should. Yeah, I don't. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it balances out, right? We'll do this one. Oh, there's no footpath. All right, good. So we got that. And so we'll have to, well, who knows? I guess somebody will wander over there to work maybe. But if I start assigning all of these specifically, right, and then I think I also want to, yeah, that doesn't break my heart what just happened there. And then we need to, yeah, we'll see about assigning this. But then what that means is I think that we've assigned enough people, and I don't know how smart they are, but we can start. Maybe we'll leave like one of these houses not assigned to this. You're already going there. So are you. So are you. And I would think that it would be the ones that are further away that we want to say, no, I want you to go here to work. Right, and then just one more, really. All right, so in theory, you would think that would increase, you know, that would increase the number of people that came here to work, and therefore would increase the number that we get over here. Now, whether we really need that in the grand scheme of things, I don't know. If we got any, oh yeah, we got 0.02 chemicals in there. So what are you doing? And you went and made a load. So how are we doing here? Yeah, we're cranking out the chemicals with the plastics factory, aren't we? Yeah, and these guys seem to be back to back. Which one are you? Yeah, you're going over to Hegiodal or that stop over this way. You see a little bit of lagginess, or at least I can. Cool. All right, well, we did some improvements over here. Let me pause the video for a minute, get a sip of water, and then recollect my thoughts, and kind of lost track of how long the video was, too. So I will be right back in a couple seconds. Okay, very little time in game has passed, so we're pretty good over here, I think. And then there's a few other projects that I would like to do, and one of them is getting our chemical plant, getting rid of this plastics factory. But I just was down here checking it out while I was sipping my water, and I'd like to get this part of it done first, right? So we're ready to go because we're probably going to disrupt our oil, and I would like to get it where this was working again, even if we were to block trains from coming in. So before we even forget, let us, what do we want to do? This. Well, let's do regular signals, right? I'm going to flip that guy around so no train can come in this way, and then the problem we might have is a train trying to come in. We need to leave the signaling so these guys can get in there. Yeah, that might be a problem. Well, no, you know what we could do is... Oh, they can cross over. No. You know what? If we did that, right? because no train will be able to get past that, so it probably wouldn't find that as a way through. I don't want regular trains coming in here. I just want these construction trains coming in. So we're going to delete more of this track. Oh, you know what? We blocked our chemicals and our oil. Oops. All right, never mind. Let's undo that for a minute. I guess we make this a chain again. Yeah, but when we're ready to, that's what we'll do. We'll block this off so that, and then we'll get these construction cranes in here. Either that or we might fight with them a little bit over these oil trains, and we'll see what happens. But I don't want to cut off our oil supply until we're really kind of ready to, and I think that's pretty understandable. So now there's two other little things that I got as suggestions that I know I wanted to kind of fix, and one of them is this sort of mess here. And I think we could fix it relatively easily, and we really need a parking space here for this. I mean, we got a lot of trucks that come in here, and at times we get traffic jams here. So what I'm thinking of is, let's come over here and get a warehouse. That's not how we do it. Right, in this warehouse we could probably put, yeah, you know what, I think I actually want to put down a road cargo station first. Alright, we'll do it. Yeah, do we need to level some? Let's take a look at the wireframe. Oh yeah, that's kind of a steep. Yeah, that's sort of, I mean, that could work. Well, I don't know if I want to get a road up there. Why don't we just do it here, right? Look, we skirt right around that. I don't know, this might need to move that power line. Let's just see what happens. Well, as a matter of fact, let's pause it so that nobody comes over here to work, because I think I have them on auto road building. Just real quick. Just to make sure this will even fit. Right, and then, yeah, and I was thinking of it, well, it could be like this, right? And then we would take these tracks across here. What are you doing, crazy guy? Oh, that signal's right in the way. One more reason to pause it for a second. Nope. There we go. Right? And then, let's take this guy. I want to make sure that's plenty long, even though our chemical trains have tended to be more or less short. We'll give that a little extra room so I don't make the same mistake I did over there. And then for now, yeah, we could do what the, no, you know what, let's put a signal in here. Here, just to make sure we can get it in there. And let's get rid of this, because that might mess us up. I'm going to get rid of that and that. No, that's a signal. Oops. Yeah, then we're going to do a crisscross here. Nope. Right, let's commit to all those railroad tracks. Let's purchase these two. Get time going again, I think. Right, and then, yeah, and then this, and then, I don't want to signal here. You know what, that's good enough as long as that train, you know, I might move the signal out here just to make sure that train. Oh, darn it. that. Pay for that. Right. I didn't mean to close that window. Boy, I'm having a mess of a time here. All right, so this guy would be in, back out. Now, is this guy still fired up over here? No workers, related vehicles. Yeah, I don't think I would have taken off the other ones. Do we have... let's get rid of the wireframe. We have buses over here? No. I think I sent them all up here because we had all those tractors in there. You know what we could probably do? Yeah, let's take the bus from here. Is there two of them? Oh, that is the bus. Let's... Oh, there's three. All right, well, you know what? We're going to shut this. This rail construction's not been doing anything for quite a while. We're just going to send... Oh, that's the construction yard. Yeah, send you over to here. And then these guys... yeah, I guess it's better to get them from here, right? Oh, yeah, we got plenty of people there. All right, so you're going to go from there to here. I'm not even going to get fancy about it. Right, so they should divert, start bringing people over to this rail construction yard, and then you can do the same thing. Right. Okay, so hopefully that'll get people over to there, and then we'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on it, but we can tell you to work on this and that. And then, yeah, this probably got auto-assigned, yeah, because I have them working on our farms over there, which we should talk about in a minute. And then we need to get a road. Can you come off of here? Yeah, we could have, well, we'll just have it out to that. Right, they should auto work on that, and then we need a connector here. Oh, really? Okay. I just missed. One other problem. Give... Right, so that way they can both get in there and start working. Though this will be a bit of a fiasco of a construction thing because it's for the trains. It's so small, and who knows what's going to happen with these. Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But there we go. So theoretically, we should get people over here, and it seems like we have everything else, but Lord knows who else I took off of there. And the other thing to talk to you guys about that I did a little bit is keep paving some of these roads as best I could without causing too many problems. So I started paving up this way. Now, if you notice, it's one of the arguments in the game for making like a box pattern, right? So we can come up, even though there's trucks on this road, and say, and this might not be the best time to do this, but, right, so we're going to have that be paved, and then they can still get to this one if they go around that way, and they can still get to this one by the way they're coming. And then, like, same thing here. They can, if I block this off, right, they can get that paved, and at the same time, if they need to now, they can come around. Oh, wait, they can't come around there. Oh, no, they can go all the way around this way and then back in this way. So, yeah, there's the box I was thinking of. And then in the meantime, that did sort of slow us down from harvesting this field. And I think, well, there was a tractor headed out there with a question mark, but he's probably, yeah, is he going back to get fuel? Lord knows what. So we caused more problems, but in the grand scheme of the farming thing, with these fields so far away, I think these paved roads are going to make a big difference. Now, I did get a comment just today. I didn't get a chance to respond to it yet. That someone said they thought that having 3 tractors, 4 trucks, and 5 harvesters would be the best way to go. And I definitely agree with the 5 harvesters. And I think I'd have to say it sort of depends on the situation and the number of fields, right? So I go with 3, 4, 5, but a different 3, 4, 5, which is usually like, that's a vehicle, which is usually this 3, 4, 5, which is, well, exactly what we have here. 3 tractors, 4 trucks, and 5. So I think I'm actually in agreement with, I'm sorry, I guess I just wanted to be argumentative for a half a second. But the problem with this is that we're just not getting enough crops off the field because, like in this situation, there's, we're pulling some off, but we're not really getting enough off. Now, the problem I have is because we have such a steady, you see all this activity, but the problem is we don't have any trains down here now. Like, believe it or not, we're not sending any extra corn over to here because we'll take a look right now. It's been a little while since I really checked. Well, that got pretty low before he came back. Yeah, we don't have this train, like, this train is sitting there waiting. Right, this train's sitting there waiting. Do we have, we don't have corn. Now, do we have a problem here? No, I mean, they're doing their thing. I mean, we could improve this in the same way, like getting more trucks. I'll probably do that off camera because you guys have seen me do it enough in the last few episodes. But, we could talk about, like, assigning trucks directly to the fields a little bit more, and I would tell you that I did it. But, yeah, so we really are sort of running low on... Now, where are you from? Yeah, you are coming from Field Ski. Yeah, I mean, we could probably put another train on here to run back and forth, at least, even if it ends up being temporary. All right, what are you? Oh, you're electronics. Yeah, see, as time went on, I've been making all the other types of cargo, not these blue cars, just so I could kind of tell them at a glance. It'd be nice if you could color the trains, right? And this is a corn train. Yeah, let's see did we make a train car yet? If not, we might just buy one. Nah. Oh, we have an extra. That's the one that shuttles our things over. So let's, you know what, let's buy, no, not there. Let's buy some blue cargo wagons. Let's go with 5. Because why not? 5's a nice number. All right. I think so. All right, so let's come down here and so I want you to come from here. I'm going to click on that twice. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it. And then I'm going to say, I don't know. I always forget. I want you to come from there. I think that one's already coming from down there. So let's say to here. To here. No. You got to watch out for that. To here. Unload corn. Yeah, you know what? Let's try a waiting thing. All right, so then you're going to come from there, go back to Field Ski, load up some more corn and wait. And then you're going to come to this waypoint. And then this stop and unload your corn and wait. And then we'll see. Let's start him. Right, so that should get us some more corn into the food and a little bit more out of here. Now let's go see how our meat is doing. Yeah, they're full of corn here. A little bit less there, but is there a particular reason? We can't export any more livestock. Do we not have... Did we forget to put a livestock out vehicle? I believe we did. There should be a vehicle that comes into here. Well, that wasn't real good. And this is Camine. Do we have... We might have some down here. We got vehicles all over the place. We are not the most uber efficient as far as our vehicles. Once we started producing our own, they became like a dime a dozen, right? Yeah, so now you have an outgoing. Yeah, that's going to jam up this guy a little bit, isn't he? All right, so you want to go from here to here. Wait for cattle. Wait to unload your cattle. And I hope that doesn't cause too big a traffic jam there. Get that guy started. And then... Yeah, there seemed to be a bit of a traffic jam there. Now, do these other guys, they have 2 as well, right? No, 3. Or, well, it might have been 2. But, all right, let's do this. I think I might just squeeze this guy into there, right? Because why not? Okay, well, that certainly wouldn't have hurt us if we were... Right? So we're not full of meat, which is a good sign. We got enough trains, or at least we caught it at a moment. There we go. Well, that's why you check these things. All right, so we'll see what happens there. Now the other place for corn will be over here, and we have none. I'm kind of curious as to why we have none. No, that's the wrong place. All right, where are you at? Yeah, you're just coming from here. Which one are you? Yeah, I think we're going to go buy another train. Part of me wants to wait, but at least until we get this sorted out, I think we can get some more crops over there. So let's see. Did we make another one? I can't really tell. No. We could steal the shuffler. Yeah, you know what? Let's steal the shuffler. Because we can always make we're going to be making another shuffler. It's not that hard to set up a shuffler route. By that I mean, if you look, his job was just to take those cargo wagons out. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go with 5. Because as I mentioned before, it's a good number. All right, so let's get rid of these 2, I guess, first. I want you to come here. And then I want you to come to that waypoint and then to that stop. Load, corn, wait. Unload, corn, wait, start. Now, I don't know about the wait thing, because if we get 2 corn trains in here waiting, we might hold up our chemicals, and that would not necessarily be a good thing. And then how are we doing over with this farm? Well, you know, if there's... We got 5 tractors and 7 things. We have 3 fields, 4 fields, so we should be good. We should either be harvesting or grown or on our way, right? Yeah, Dom is on the way to this thing. So really we're, you know, the big thing to watch out for with the way we're doing it is, are we getting all the crops off the fields? And Yeah, certainly, you know, there's going to be a few that might have some crops in there because we're just getting harvesting in progress, right? But like, you know, our trucks constantly running back and forth are definitely, you know, I think we've maxed out what we're going to be able to get out of this farm area. Now we could, with this expanded thing, we could talk about more fields. And just so you know, this one's the more critical one to look at because they've got a few extra fields, right, compared to this one. Yep, yeah, vehicles. Yep, there he is on the way. So this one has a few less fields, so it's a little bit less critical. And we could probably like shove a medium field in here or something. Let's see how it goes once we get everything straightened out. And this map's going to end. And, you know, like I said, I'm not the biggest one. I've said this before about super efficiency. This is a little bit against my grain to spend these last videos. I'm more the builder. Another project that we're going to look into, just to change the subject for half a minute, is I would like to try to see about getting this straightened out a little bit. We might cut off our lumber for a little while. See if we can't improve this by putting like a warehouse in here or one of the yards for bringing the stuff into this. It's just there's not a lot of room, and I don't want to do it until we get that other construction done and we could do the exports. But I don't know, it's just we definitely I could have done this better as far as getting that in. We could use some trees. Let's seed some acacia trees here. The other thing I'm noticing is why isn't this one... All right, I think that's probably enough. What's going on here? No workers. Is there a particular reason you're not getting any workers? Do you not have workers too? And that's buildings without power supply, right? Okay, we only have one worker. Are we having worker problems here again? We have had worker problems in Lumbriska. No, so I've been thinking about how to do this, and it's just so jammed up. One of the things I thought about is actually, could we move this road? That might be... Yeah, it's going to be hard. I don't think we're going to get the road in between here, are we? Oh, yeah, look at that. Because we really don't use the road for that much. It looks like old-fashioned wood telephone poles. Those must be decades old at this point. Okay, can we get... Yeah, sometimes you can fake the game out a bit. Right? Or we'd want to go further. Yeah, I think we'd want to go further just to be safe. Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of... Now, I know in some ways that's uglier than sin. Oh, you know what? That probably wasn't the smartest if we're going to do this construction, are we? Well, we could do this. All right, can we... See, I think if we can't really cancel that now that I did it. Like, I don't know of any way to... But there we go. We can get our construction guys in this way, I think. All right, and then so if we built that paved road, that would be still a nice paved road. We could talk about bringing it over. Let's, before we forget. Is this the right lines? Apparently. Where was the other one? Yeah, where did that... Oh, two different types of wire? Okay. Oh, so you're the... Yeah, you're the little tiniest poles, aren't you? Right, we're just going to purchase those. So whoever was without power should be back on. Right, yeah. Yeah, so we need to get a construction office up here. I think I'll do that after the episode, which is about to wind up. I'll get construction office up here. It won't be too dramatic moving those trucks over. And then how are we doing on this? We got the one part done, so we can get the other. We get our rail cranes in there, or are we gonna... Did we not... Oh, we don't have rail cranes in here. Oops. How many do we have here? None. You know what? I know we had... Yeah, I think we're done with these for a little bit. Anytime I take the rail cranes out of there, I really should be... What? I don't know what happened there exactly, but okay, well that will help just a bit. And then every time I take the rail cranes out of there, before I distracted myself, I think I should probably at least take the buses off of these here. Right. Just so we're not running people endlessly back and forth. Hit the escape one too many times. We have 3 buses again. Oh, no, we didn't. Right, so that should... I don't know where they're getting people from, but if it was at Tupaflu, that won't hurt with our production over here. Yeah, mechanical components. Where's our... Are we ready for another electrical components train? Yeah, you're just doing your thing. Now, you're not exporting them. It seems like every time I export them, we end up... We really shouldn't be doing that much more construction with these. Maybe we will set this guy on exporting after he goes to MB. It seems like a real big back and forth for me. Yeah, there goes a whole skid load of that. Prefab panels. All right, so we'll be getting these roads paved. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? We could check on our... It wasn't this construction. This one. This one. Oh, did you do the whole thing? Yeah, it really doesn't take them that long to get... Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got electrical actually up there. We got to get this other line done. So expect in the next episode that we'll be, you know, we'll be getting like the bricks to export, and what was the other thing? Well, there's a few other ones that are maybe over here, like this gravel that I could get going. There's really the cars. I spun around way too fast there. The cars might be better off going this way too, right? I don't think there's any difference as to exactly where you export. So if we were going to send the cars out, speaking of cars, did we get cars way back an hour ago or whatever it was? Well, oh yeah, look, we got a few cars. Now, are people actually getting to the cars? Are they like getting into the city? Yeah, look at that. I'm not sure exactly how the cars work, but we'll, like in other words, will people over here get cars? Now, do we even have parking spots for them? Well, we have this. I mean, somehow some guy got a car over to here, right? Now, is that to go to work? Or, like, in other words, is it only the people who's going to get cars? Well, you know what? We don't have that many in the dealership quite yet either, so we'll give that a little more time. But it seems to be doing well. In other words, the dealership being all the way over here, like, could somebody in this house buy a car from that dealership? Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. And then we get more people here. Maybe we get more people over here. I don't see black smoke pouring out. Not too many. That could be like an end of a shift kind of thing. We need another train coming. That's for, oh, you know what? Well, it seems to be working. How many did you pick up? Yeah, 148. So it definitely seems like we might want another train on this line at some point. And then we definitely have enough people in our plastics, right? Eh, not really. Well, we'll see. We're making stuff. Let's see. Let's one last thing. These last episodes, I think I'd like to check on this. So by the 23rd, so we did import some stuff, electronics still, which we expected that because a few episodes ago, or last episode, whatever it was, we had increased the amount we were going to store in each of the things, each of the warehouses for electronics. So I would expect an issue there. Now food's a little bit bothersome. I'm not sure why we would have had a food issue. Though we did just increase that corn train, right? So maybe that had something to do with it. And then boards. Yeah, why do we... Oh, because we built those electronic components. Oh, did we... You know what? Maybe the electronics... Well, no, we're going to be importing electronics. It could have been because of the purchasing those utility poles. Let's look at last month. Ignoring prefab panels, steel, electrical, and gravel is probably all stuff. I hope we're not actually buying gravel at this point. Was that just... Yeah, I think that might have been when we purchased those electrical lines. Yeah, so let's see. Last month we only exported 31 million. How about for this year? It'd be nice to see like $1 billion a year, right? I think that would be pretty cool. So it's only July and we're up to 390. Like maybe we could make that a bit of a goal. Now what I might end up doing is just making this like maybe a once a week thing. Like at some point, like let's go start a new map and do a little bit more exciting stuff than just wandering around here endlessly trying to make this more and more and more efficient. But I think a goal of $1 billion a year, even if we don't necessarily make it there officially, like it might not be that big a deal to let a year go past, but you know what I'm saying? Like we could still at least get on a pace for that. So what would that be? Like $1 billion a year would be like, well, over 100 million. Yeah, you'd have to be over 100 million a month, or like what, 90 million? Somewhere in that ballpark. Which I think we really are at, aren't we? Yeah, what did we do last year? Maybe that's not such a big goal for us. 680 million. And this year we're up to 400 and some, and it's only July. And that's definitely going to go up because we're not even really producing as much steel. So I think we're definitely going to be at $1 billion a year. And maybe we might even reach it officially because we'll just still be doing some other improvements that I want to get done before we get off the map. But anyway, I think I'm running out of time here now that I look at it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know, again, suggestions for a new map. Let me know if you want to see any particular improvements here. I mean, I don't, like I said, I think before, we're not going to necessarily do every single improvement in the world, but just exchanging the ideas at a certain point. Other people will read your comment, not just me. At least I hope they do. And anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.